This is the perfect RIA, in case you didn't know. Bringing you all the strategies to help your business grow. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Sit back and listen in while you feel the beat, yeah. Another myth bites the dust.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Follow Up Friday. I am your co-host, Matthew Jarvis, and with me, Micah Shalansky. And we want to take just a few minutes today on your drive to or from work to talk. Well, to or from work, who am I talking about? This should be on your way to whatever fun thing that you do on Fridays. We want to make sure that you took action from Monday's podcast.
Yes. So one of the things that we committed to last time on our podcast is we had a great meeting with JLD, John Lee Dumas with EOFire.com. Awesome podcast, wonderful guy. And one of the things he suggested is that we need to increase our value to our podcast listeners. So we're all about DMVing, delivering massive value. So he encouraged us to go to 3 times a week for podcasts, and that's what we're moving to. So we're delivering on that. We want to do a follow-up Friday on this podcast about reflecting back over the last week as we get questions in. We're going to start filtering these in here as well. But really talking about on Monday's podcast, we went through why advisors fail and why they fail. And Jarvis, you know this is because they fail to follow a success process, and processes are so key. And in this case, it's rules for success. And we went through the 4 key rules of success that we've kind of like happenstance came across, right? I don't really say we created these because these were rules of success already in business. And we just kind of formulated them and come together to what are those top 4 that we have found. So Jarvis, run us through that list real fast.
That's right, Micah. Let's start with rule number 1, which is do what you said you would do, keeping in mind that there is nothing too small to deliver on. If you said you would call it 10, then you call at exactly 10, not 10:01, not 9:59. You do exactly what it said. You do exactly what you said you were going to do.
Amen. Rule number 2, be intentional, right? So when you set something up, what is your intention behind it? The easiest example behind this, if I'm at the office and I'm playing office and I'm not actually being productive, am I being intentional to my higher goals, which is delivering massive value, spending time with my family, operating a profitable firm? If I'm not, now I'm not being intentional. I'm just playing office. So everything you do has to be intentional to achieve your success.
Micah, I had an advisor reach out to us and she said, Matthew, what does the hand sanitizer in your office smell like?
Ooh, I
have no idea. She says, is that lousy, awful smelling stuff, or does it have some essential oils in it? And for one split second, I thought, well, that doesn't matter, but be intentional. Do I have that awful, slimy hand sanitizer that everybody hates, or is mine the nicer stuff? Every single thing counts. Nothing is too small to count. Rule number 3, do what works. I don't care how shiny something is. I don't care who came up with the idea. What I care about is, does it work in a practice, or it can be outside of a practice? Does it deliver the results that I want in my life? Can you show me that the results I want have in fact been achieved with this system?
Perfect. Rule number 4, willpower is not enough, right? We say this all the time. Otherwise, we'd all be billionaires with 6-packs, and we're not. So we have to do things in order to motivate us the right way. Maybe this is extreme accountability that we've talked about before. Maybe it's restructuring. Maybe it's delegating better and getting certain things off your plate. What is it that willpower is not enough? What do you have to change in your life to put forcing mechanisms in place to make sure you are successful?
I love it. Well, let's go right into action items from Monday, and they still apply to today. Look at each one of these 4 rules, each one of the 4, and pick one thing in your life that you can improve underneath these rules. So where can I do what I said I was going to do? Does that mean I'm doing different appointment confirmations? Does that mean I'm managing expectations better? Whatever it is, pick one area of improvement for each of the 4 rules.
Correct. Now, if you didn't listen to Monday's episode, that's like the first rule. Go back and listen to Monday's episode.
Do what works. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Do what works. Go back and listen to that. Really, really important. Number 2 is write down everywhere these 4 rules of success. Now, what I mean by everywhere, like stick them on a sticky and put them on your computer, put them in your bathroom mirror. Make sure your team has them all over the place. They have to be top of mind. If we don't keep things top of mind, they get in the back burner. And then later on, it comes up. It's like, oh, wait, why didn't I just do what works, right? Why didn't I do these things? This is what works. You got to keep these things top of mind until they're ingrained in your psyche as part of you.
Perfect. And then the third action item, of course, was to tune into Friday's episodes, which you're doing now. As Micah mentioned, we're now doing 3 podcasts a week so that we can deliver even more value to our members. As always, please remember to give us 5 stars in iTunes. It helps us spread the word, or whatever platform you're using. Also, don't hesitate to email lifestyle@theperfectria. If you have a question or concern you want covered in Follow-Up Fridays or in our podcast in general, we love hearing from the TPR Nation.
Awesome. Now, a couple things to noodle on right before we go as we're thinking about this, but who is having success in an area that you are struggling with, right? This goes back to our rules of success out there, Jarvis. And if you're struggling in some area of your life, some area of your practice, great. Focus on what that is. And instead of figuring out what do you need to do to fix it, let's take a lesson here from Dan Sullivan, which is, who do you need to put in your life to fix this? Is this a coach? Is it a team member? Is it a new process, right? Who is the person you can bring in order to help with that? We all have areas we struggle in. So I would say this weekend, if you're already a rock star, you already pounded out those homework assignments, then that's the next thing to think about.
I would add, somewhat related to that, anywhere that you've got a should in your life. I should go to the gym more often. I should eat better. I should do this. That's where you need something that's better than willpower, right? Shoulds come from a lack of willpower. Great. How do I eliminate that choice? How do I get extreme accountability? So it goes from a should to I have to, because this terrible thing will happen if I don't.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, like always, give us that 5-star review. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this with your friends. And until Monday, happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife. The perfect RIA, the perfect